Greetings, everyone. This is the Hipster Snek, and today I have the luxury of bringing you another Snekflix. We are eating well recently, are we not? This past weekend, I got to see the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and if you want a simple, spoiler free review of the experience, I can simply say if you saw the first film, and you liked the first film, you will like this movie. Thematically, it's very similar. The comedy is still very much on the same wavelength. If you did not like the first film, you will not like this film because even though they are very different films, they're it's just more of the same. It's the same kind of comedy, the same kind of action, the same kind of very loose, simple storytelling. It's not a complicated film. I think the complaints that the movie is a cotton candy movie. I just learned this term, where it's very light on actual substance, but it's very colorful and fluffy. Yeah, that's 100% fair to say, but it is entertaining. I was entertained the entire way through the film. I enjoyed myself. That right there should pretty much tell you everything you need to know. It is a sequel that took what it learned from the first film and elected to do more with it. So, obviously, this one picks up a short time after the first film. You still have the returning cast members of Chris Pratt as Mario and Charlie Day as Luigi. And you have, of course, Anya Taylor Joy playing Princess Peach and Jack Black reprising his role as Bowser. This film introduces a couple new characters, including Bowser Jr., who serves as the film's primary antagonist. Is probably fair to say. I mean, Bowser's still there, obviously, but Bowser Jr. kind of gets the ball rolling, played by Benny Safdie, and he abducts Rosalina, who is played by Brie Larson. And I gotta say, she's doing well in the role of voice actress. I was actually impressed with her work. I thought she did a good job. Everyone does. Honestly, it was really interesting. There's a lot of unexpected characters who pop in. There's a lot of fun references that they pepper in. If you are a Nintendo fan, you will notice lots of them. There's a Pikmin reference, which was really funny. And there's a few others that I think are really all in good fun. So, that being said, I'm going to shift to the spoiler section of this review. What little there is to actually spoil. If you want to stop, now is your time to pull the handbrake.
Warning. It is a non-stop spoiler onslaught going forward. Abandon all pretenses, ye who enter here.
So, the movie pretty much follows a very similar template to the first, but instead of Luigi being captured, it's Princess Rosalina. And one of the things that I actually did really like, honestly, is the action sequences in this film, I feel, are better. It feels a little more kinetic. It feels like there's a bit more energy, like the impacts are deeper, maybe is what I'm trying to say. There is a wide variety of power-ups on display, especially from New Mario Bros, Mario Galaxy, obviously, uh, and a couple others. Like you can see Frog Suit Luigi, for instance, from Mario 3, very cute. Stuff like that. There's a lot of references. If you are a hardcore dyed-in-the-wool Nintendo fanboy, you will see lots and lots and lots of that. Because if there's one thing Illumination can do well, it's make a movie look good. And this movie looks great. The money's on the screen. They put effort and time behind it, and it shows. Now, is there really anything to the story? Kind of, but not really. Not substantially over the first. Princess Rosalina gets captured, and Bowser actually, kind of has a face turn moment where he's actually willing and quite cooperative with Mario and Luigi to help them out. And it's actually Bowser Jr. who kind of directs him back to being a bad guy. Which It was unexpected. I actually like everyone I'm sure suspected Bowser would be like, "Oh, he's putting on airs, he's pretending to be reformed and he's not." But he actually was like kind of starting to warm up to them, which I thought was like kind of interesting. So there's this bit where Bowser Jr. like asks for his bedtime story, and there's this really like mixed medium moment, which like I don't know if it's still in the CG. I assume it is, but like Bowser puts on this puppet show for him, and they actually go out of their way to make the puppets look like floppy material puppets. And like once again, I don't know if it's mixed medium or not, but it easily could be because they obviously put a lot of effort into the scene in particular, and it was very charming. And I think that's a good word for this kind of film. It's like the characters don't really undergo any arcs. They don't really undergo meaningful character change. There's not really a story in Mario games. So like the movie doesn't have that much to work with. I will say as a result certain scenes feel like filler. The one that kind of stood out for me is there is this bit, and it's like Bowser Jr. has this weapon that's basically a recolored super scope. And when he blasts Mario and Luigi with it, it turns them into baby Mario and baby Luigi, which like I kind of mentioned in my review of the first film. I was like, oh, it'd be cool to see more. It's like, no, I meant like in flashbacks. I didn't mean just have baby Mario and baby Luigi in the present. Don't do that. Uh, like the entire interlude surrounding that felt incredibly pointless. It felt like that got kind of dragged out like way longer than it should have, and it felt like they were just trying to kind of stretch for feature length runtime. And again, I get it. There's not a whole lot of story to work with. Mario Galaxy didn't have a particular deep plot. It was all about collecting the stars and progressing through the levels. So they had to do what they had to do. Speaking of references, one that I kind of liked was they have King Wart from Mario 2, and I don't think King Wart has been in like anything in 20, 30 years easily. I don't know if he's been outside in anything other than Mario 2. So that's interesting, right? Yeah, him, Mauser, and Birdo show up for a scene. And there's this whole like casino battle scene with Princess Peach. And the thing that I think is really interesting is like they made her less of a girl boss, but they still showed her being really competent and really capable. And like as a cute touch, like the movie opens on Peach's quote unquote like adoptive birthday, basically like the day the Toads found her, and Mario gets her parasol, and she uses it as a weapon and tool throughout the entire film. And it actually just kind of shows like how much more adept she is now that she has it, which I thought was really cool. And like that's actually another thing where it's like Mario and Luigi fighting together, which I wanted a lot more of in the first film. This film delivers, and Mario and Luigi working together shows you just how much more powerful they are as a team, because like they're constantly covering for each other. It's this constant show of them. They'll like Mario will do one thing, Luigi will immediately follow up, and you see this kinetic synergy between them that you don't see in their fights when they're fighting solo. So I thought that was really interesting. There were also some other references, like I said, and the big one this movie is not Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong is referenced, but he doesn't show up, which like I'm kind of okay with because first off, I don't like Donkey Kong's new design, like his like post tropical freeze, like post rare design. Uh, I'm not really the biggest fan of the redesign, and on top of that, his voice actor didn't care. Seth Rogen doesn't care about anything he does, so like I'm kind of glad he's gone. That sounds terrible, but it's true. So this time they have Fox McCloud, which surprised me because like I kind of thought Nintendo had like a no traveling between worlds rule on their franchises. And the story does kind of explain that, where like his warp drive went awry and he got thrown through like a wormhole or something. And the Pikmin are like the only ones who are generally like immune from this rule because they're the weirdos. But yeah, Fox McCloud shows up and he's a big player. He's not just a cameo. He actually helps out a lot in the second half of the film. And he's played by Glenn Powell, and he does a great job. I actually really liked his time on screen. And like there's a setup where it looks like Mario and Fox are going to have this rivalry, and then they end up becoming like besties right out of the gate. And I was like, okay, that's actually kind of clever. That's nice. It's different from what you'd expect. I will say the humor is very much in line with the first film, where it's like Illumination doing their best work, but it's still Illumination. Like you kind of can predict certain beats. Like there's a bit relatively early on where there's like an entire castle is falling on Mario and Luigi, and it stops. They take a sigh of relief, and then like immediately it starts falling again, and they're like okay, like yeah, that's funny, but you also kind of see it coming because like that is the obvious joke to make in that situation. Uh, but once again, they did not resort to like potty humor. They some of the jokes were predictable, but they weren't lowest common denominator jokes. they Illumination did better than they would have, I'm sure, if they weren't under the supervision of another company. I've seen Minions. I know I know what I'm talking about here. I gotta say, like I said, like this movie looks good. It sounds good. It was fun. I had a lot of fun with it. Now, again, don't expect meaningful character drama. Don't expect complex character arcs. Uh, and it also throws a little bit of a spanner in the works because in the movie canon, Peach and Rosalina are like sisters. Okay, I don't like. Yeah, they look kind of similar, but like in Mario Galaxy, Rosalina's treated like the closest thing to a capital G god this universe has. But Miyamoto hates storylines, so we have only so much to work with. So there is a mid credits and in credit scene, and it's worth seeing them. There's a little more substance to them. Like a lot of people I know were let down, where it's like in the first movie, it was just Yoshi's egg sitting there. And the movie does answer that. Like it goes into a little bit about the Yoshi's egg cliffhanger, but it's resolved like in the first 15 minutes of the film. So like it's not really a big deal. Yoshi just shows up and kind of joins the party, and I love Yoshi. Yoshi is great. But like yeah, it's not he's not a big deal. They just kind of add him to the party, and like, again, no complex character arcs here. So I'm rambling. The final post credits thing, and again, spoilers in the spoiler section. It's Princess Daisy. So the implication is they might do something where they kind of adapt maybe Mario Land. Like there's even a joke where Mario is like conflicted as to whether he has feelings for Peach, and Luigi's kind of teasing him, where he's like, "You need to go out there and man up and ask her out on a date. It'll be great. And then once you do that, you can ask her if she has any single friends." And I was like, "Okay, that's funny. That's pretty good." So, yeah, we have Princess Daisy now. So, Sarasa Land is basically canonized. So, I'm really curious as to where it's going to go because, first off, the Wart storyline is kind of set up and it's left hanging, and they don't really do anything with him after that point. So, that was weird. And Bowser is set up for like a bigger thing next time. It's hard to even explain because it goes into some stuff from like a one-off boss fight in, I think, New Super Mario Brothers Wii, where he becomes like Dry Bowser, and like there's a lot of, like I said, like a lot of really specific one-off references, mostly from like the Wii era, which is fine. But I think some people will like kind of just view it as like the movie equivalent of Pixie Sticks. There's a lot of energy, there's a lot of movement, there's a lot happening, but not much that's going to like challenge you in any meaningful sense. But if you're just looking for a fun Mario film, this one I think delivers. I think you'll be entertained if you were entertained by the first one. So what's the next one going to be? Um, Maybe they'll do Mario Land. Maybe they'll set up for Wario. Maybe he's like the only other major villain apart from Tatanga who hasn't shown up. And God, they use Tatanga. I don't even know what I'd do. That's a deep cut if ever there was one. So, go out, see it. I would say it's a matinee. I would say it's a solid matinee. Uh, I had fun. I think you'll have fun. And this has been the Hipster Snek, and I'm going to see you guys next time.